Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and back to a brand new video. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a trip down memory lane. So this video clip is from 2012, I believe, back when Obama was still president, the dark times, and when he was going for re-election in 2012. And on The View was Ann Coulter, and she was promoting a book that had just come out regarding race issues, and white liberalism. Now, the reason why I picked this video today is because it is so relevant to what is happening right now, currently, in woke cancel culture times that we live in, where white saviors, white liberals, are the most condescending people and are constantly apologizing for being white and trying to atone for their whiteness and being so completely delusional, absolutely delusional and disingenuous with how they approach things. It's all political. They don't really care about black people or about people of color. They care more about getting those votes, because without those votes, they can't win. And so Ann Coulter, in my opinion, swept the floor with every single one of the women from The View. Now, this is back when Barbara Walters was still alive, Whoopi Goldberg was still the mediator, Elizabeth Hasselbeck was there, as well as Sherry Shepherd, and of course, our favorite, Joy Behar. So we're gonna watch this clip and watch Ann Coulter wipe the floor with all of them. I mean, as the kids would say today, she ate. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's watch this video together. All right, got my iPad over here and ready to go.
With 40 days until the election, Miss Ann Coulter is back with a new book called Mugged, where she claims that President Obama has abandoned black Americans and that the O.J. Simpson verdict was a great thing for America. Please welcome the very controversial Miss Ann Coulter. Ann.
Controversial. For speaking truth.
Tell me what you're trying to say in this book, because we don't know what you're trying to say.
What I'm trying to say is race-mongering has been very bad for America. Liberals use it to promote causes that have nothing to do with blacks and, in fact, harm blacks. And that excellent lead-in you just gave about OJ, I mean, I think that was the moment, having lived near New York City in the 70s and 80s, which was the golden era. It was like Trayvon Martin and Duke lacrosse case every day. With the OJ verdict, white America said, that's it, the white guilt bank is shut down, and that ended up being the best thing that ever happened to black Americans. I meant that
I don't understand.
Acquitted was good for whom?
Yes, because you had millions of white people watching, with the equivalent of what in New York we used to refer to as the Brooklyn juries, who simply would not convict even guilty black criminals, not innocent black
Hold up, Ms.
criminals.
Coulter, please stop, please stop. If you're going to talk about race, at least know what you're talking about. At least know what you're talking about.
And she does?
Well, tell me how much you know about being black.
Well, this isn't about being black.
Well, but you just said.
Watch this part.
You just made all these statements about how black people feel. Tell me how you know that. Yeah, you did.
This is not a book about black people. It is a book about white liberals. And I do know,
Hello.
and this is a fact, that once for years, Republican policies on crime and welfare, for example, were called racist. When they finally got implemented after the OJ verdicts, I might add.
By Democrats.
By Giuliani in New York, Reagan and Bush judges overall. Tens of thousands of black lives were saved. That is a fact. I don't have to know about being black.
Because your facts are just a little shaky.
I don't know what I'm saying.
You're saying that because black people, because liberals are what? Because liberals have abandoned black people now because. What? I don't get it. I don't understand.
I don't think liberals ever cared about black people. But
Boom.
5 minutes after the Civil Rights Act of '64, they start calling everything that has nothing to do with black people a civil rights issue. Abortion on demand, homeless rights.
Speak on it.
Liberals
Voting
don't
rights.
care about black people. Then are you saying Republicans embrace us in a warm, fuzzy?
Try to. We're not embraced back. But yeah, we
Hello.
try to.
Wait a minute. So the
2012,
strategy
people.
was a white
2012.
liberal thing? No, it was a Republican thing.
Still relevant.
And also, Newt Gingrich calls President Obama the food stamp president. That's not racist?
Chapter.
Wait a second.
You do really think that was? Do you believe it was racist for Newt to say that the president is a food stamp president?
Well, he
Can you
wouldn't
dive
say
into
it
that?
if he
Like,
just
yes, I'll let you
I'm
say
not
that.
a big fan of new, so we could just skip that for a second and get to the Southern strategy.
Yeah.
Because I've specifically disproved it. It's an absolutely liberal folklore. Republicans were winning the South since 1920. It was the outer states of the South. It was Texas, Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia.
Voting. What are you talking about? We weren't
Well,
allowed
who
to
was trying
vote.
to get them to vote? Republicans were.
Boom.
And the first
Boom.
black congressmen were all Republicans. And the first black governor was a Republican.
Response?
Way back.
Nothing.
After is so different from
No, that is definitely what we're told. But in fact, the Democratic segregationists were all liberal Democrats. It is a lie that they were conservative Democrats. It
Was
was
a segregationist, darling. And then, you know,
The
basically,
Republicans weren't.
everybody was. White people were.
The
It didn't
Republicans
matter whether they was
ended
African
slavery, you
or not.
idiot.
Ask you a question.
the first integrationists. No.
All emotional.
Okay, just read chapter 14 in this book. The first
You
Republicans
know,
to be
chapter
elected in
14.
the South.
Listen to my grandmother, who was there, who remembers what
Howard
happened.
Baker, an aggressive integrationist, first Republican elected in Tennessee to the Senate. You have Winthrop Rockefeller, first Republican governor
Facts,
in
facts,
in
facts.
Arkansas.
And they're all emotions. Emotions, emotions, emotions.
It seems to
The
me,
Southern strategy is a lie.
It
And
seems
it's
to me that
explained
voter
there.
suppression is happening in areas where black people and Hispanics are, and it really is being promoted by the Republicans, not
Nonsense.
the Democrats. So in my view, and I have a different one from you, it looks as though the Republicans are really going against blacks, not the liberals.
No, and this
What do
is
you
a
say to
perfect
that?
example. Yes, it is, and it's a perfect example. No, I'll explain why. Of liberals using the label of civil rights to promote a liberal cause they support, i.e. voter fraud. In fact, one of the first states in the Union to pass voter ID bills was Rhode Island, 85% Democratic legislature. And who pushed it? A black Democrat in the House, a black Democrat in the Senate. That's a fact.
No, you may pick out Rhode Island, but there are other states where it's completely...
Their heads can't
Black
comprehend what
Democrats
she's saying.
be pushing this because they had seen
Because they
voter
want the
fraud.
Hispanic vote to go to
Can I
Romney.
ask a general question? Every book that you write is very controversial and shocking, and it's usually an opinion that's disparate with everybody else's.
Right.
Do you just write these books and try to find whatever it is that's going to make everybody say,
13 years later, and they're still stupid.
It's an excellent question. The reason I write these books is because I try to correct things that people believe that are just
here's
false.
the question
And
for
this
you.
is a lot
This
of...
is
With
the question,
facts.
because I was reading a book,
and you're the only one that says it, but
Well, there are a few things. I mean, discovering that we never won the Goldwater states and Republicans didn't win the Dixiecrat states until the Dixiecrats died out.
you keep staying back in the past. You got to come into the present. But this is what I want to say.
That's new to me. The rest of it, other people know.
Come in the present, because you don't understand the past. That's why, because you're an idiot.
Read chapter 14. If you read,
only
you
on this.
make such divisive comments and incendiary comments and
Emotional.
hateful comments at times. It
Emotional.
makes people not want to pick up your book and read it. So
People who agree with her read it.
Yeah, well, people
Oh,
agree
yeah.
with
No,
it.
I don't think so. You name a hateful comment.
The way you made
You
me
know, when you
feel.
talk about you stay in the past, that Republican
No,
was
only
back
because it was
then.
brought up. There's only one chapter on the past, and I mean, it's just a
But when you talk
fact.
about something like voter suppression, which
Right.
obviously is trying to keep black people and Latinos,
Republicans have never done that.
Thank
that was
you.
a Democrat thing.
Speak on it, Ann. Speak on it.
they don't even have any.
stop. Let me just, because can I just say one thing, Dan? No matter what, you sit down here and you've got 5 women going, whatever.
5 idiots.
Whatever it is, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I mean, need I say anymore? And guys, 2012, over 13 years ago is when this came out. And it's still relevant today. I mean, Ann's talking about white liberals and Democrats and how they are pretty much fraudulent when it comes to a plethora of issues that affect black people and brown people, and how they prey on these communities for their votes, how they lie, the history, right? They're like, oh, why are you talking about history? Let's stay in the present. Well, in order to understand the present, you have to understand how we got here, the history. I mean, it's just like, it's like a smart person trying to talk to a bunch of buffoons is what that clip was. It was Ann Coulter sitting around a bunch of idiots with a very low IQ who were not intellectually at her level. So their responses were all emotional. The way you make me feel. But when you say this, it hurts my feelings. But when you do this, it's disparaging. She's literally giving you facts. She's literally telling you names. She's literally giving you statistics of what actually happened in history that brought us to where we are today. And because it hurts your feelings, you guys are upset with her and focusing on what hurts your feelings, not on what she's actually saying. Crazy. And by the way, back then, I leaned more right, and I definitely loved Ann Coulter back then, and I still love her today because she's raw. She tells it like it is every single time. And people hate her because she's a white woman with blonde hair. Oh my God, how dare she speak? And she's like, I give 0 Fs. I don't care. Here's the facts. Take it or leave it. And of course, The View back then couldn't take it. And The View today still can't take it. I mean, 13 years and they're still fill in the blank. Nothing's changed. Whoopi's still talking nonsense and makes absolutely no sense. Joy is still speaking liberal talking points because she's in her cult. And the other 3 are in La La Land. It's like you can alternate the cast all you want, but at the end of the day, you still have a bunch of idiots trying to have a conversation with someone who actually knows the facts, but yet they're still focused on, I don't want to offend anyone. What you're saying is too harmful. And by the way, this is before woke cancel culture took off the way that it has. Before. We were already leading that way. Crazy. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below of this video. Was Ann on the money or not? If you enjoy my content, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit my notification bell so you know when I post a brand new video. Until next time.